the difficult of finding the freedoms and advantages, we can to say is the concerning the human freedom or to obtain the human existence. Second, the impermanence of the life. Third is the defects of the samsara. Fourth is the actions, the principle of the cause and effect. Maybe easily to say the fourth is the causality. And the fifth is the benefits of the liberation. Sixth, on how to follow a spiritual friend. And this first is, we can to say, difficult to find human existence, impermanence, the defects of the samsara, and fourth one is the causalities. This fourth are we call the four type of the, or we can just very shortly, four reminders. Four reminders. Also, it's very important to memorize. Four reminders or four things, four objects, or like four subjects, the mind change or turn from the samsara. Maybe we may need to make the short. In Tibet, it's very easy to say Lodo Namgyu. And also the four determined mind from the samsara, or it is like many they used very easy way, four reminders, reminding human existence to make happy and remind the impermanent, a little bit hurry up, and remind the defect of the samsara. We understand in the future where we go, the situations. Then is the fourth one is the remind the causalities, is to take the self-responsibility, and this like very important. Therefore, thanks Martinez to answer fantastic. And then is yesterday he is talking about the 18 freedoms and advantages, and this is like kind of our Buddhist qualities. This is our like kind of the when we call the human existence, human body, and this human body to have these qualities or not. And when we have these qualities, then we can to do something important. And of course, we can to do some bad things, that is obvious. And basically, bad attitude. And then we are like kind of developing our wisdom in the opposite way, negative wisdoms. And then it's like to become doing some such skillful negative things. And also we can do, but that is we need to take our own individual responsibility. And for example, first Patrul Rinpoche saying is that I hope you love you. I hope you do yourself good things. I hope you taking care of yourself. It is the truth. If you take care of yourself, if you love yourself, if you want to do something for yourself, we need to take care of the positive and the negative. That is the obvious. It's really, we can to say it's like we disturbing to other sentient beings. And that is like, oh, I stop the disturbing to other sentient beings. Okay, we appreciate you, thank you, and we can to say that. But even if someone's disturbed to other sentient beings, maybe we can to say maybe one lifetime. For example, once maybe some murders or the like a kind of the killers to kill others. Okay, this loser of the lives, this contaminated once you lost, but not futures. Maybe also someone's too bad to you, the receivers, maybe it's like big purification. Maybe for receivers, maybe good, if we really to accept that. But the doer itself is like more doing the negative things. We add more and more negative tendencies, negative karma, then it's the worse. Finally, something is the problems, and then it's the how it is. So there is one guy, he is never taking care. He doing very funny things. It is like doing with car, motorbike, jumping, and he's very powerful and strong. And but everybody says 100% one day you injured yourself, and to do some very much excited things. And then certainly, and he's jumping and falling down, and the upper kind of the damaged backbone, the marrow, and then whole in the down, handicap, whole his life in the lying down on the bed. And then he's a cry and to ask to the doctor, to even ask to some spiritual lamas, can you make my life horrible? Now I want to make suicide. What it is my life? Then it's too late. When it's before you don't take care, this is the result. For example, we can look sometimes at playing things. Some stupid boys, it's like a car racing and something. Very, of course, excited things, but certainly broke arm, broke leg, broke head, and then life is finished. Oh, just 1 second, the entertainment, and then whole life is finished. Like this kind of, if we don't take care, and then it's injured, something coming to us. Our actions, our movement of the body, speech, mind, if we don't take care, then it's such problems. In this perspective, concerning, I'm a human existence, I'm very happy. I want to take care of this one. To Buddha, he said, you should to taking care of your bodies, and also you need to take care of your food. If there's a food, and then the body is survive, your body is there. If body is there, and then Dharma is there. If Dharma is there, you can to accept study Dharma, then it's a liberation is there. Therefore, this body is very precious, this body is very nice, and also we need very important things to recognize. I am a human existence. Doesn't matter some small things. I don't want to complain. I am a human existence, and I can to do something, And also it's when we look at these 18 freedoms, advantages, if we are completed, we have had that, and then it's our human existence very much sufficient. Wow, wonderful. And this statement, this achievement, this is a kind of the positions, then we need to do something. And if we do something, then fantastic thing we can to do. Nobody cannot to stop to good things. Every day to taking care of the positive, negative things. Every day to stop the negative things. Every day try each moment to collect the positives, and 100% getting better and better, and step by step is receive the happiness. And also it's if we have good attitude, good conduct, we also to make the happy others. Therefore, some time to count these 18 freedoms and advantages, it is very important. If, as Patrul says, if there's something is lack, something is missing, we need to collect it. For example, particularly this physically, we're talking about faculties, body, something problems, it's quite difficult to collect them. The advantages, 10 advantages, of course, the 5, the circumstantials depends the others. That's one's quite difficult to collect, but luckily we can these days. As Buddha's appeal, teachings there, teachers also we can to find. And therefore to really install, to all these missing things. Once we got the 18 freedoms and advantages to be happy, now I need to do something, even to make happy, and like this. And also there is not only, there's some another things is coming, we say. However, I'm the 102nd page. However, the omniscient Dharma King Longchen Pase, this is the great master of the Longchen Ranjampa, and he is wish-granting treasures, and he has 7 treasures. Inside there's the wishing-granted treasure says, and specify the 16. There's some is like specifies 16 additional conditions. Also, that is really is very important. Why this like 16 additional? Maybe it's like some conditions. Also, it's make a lot of problems, which the preclude any opportunity to practice the Dharma. Precluder is like kind of the making kind of the obstacles, opportunity to practice the. Then there's the first is like the group of the 8, the 8 intrusive circumstances, and 8 incompatible propensities, under who is a sway. It is important not to fail in these words. There is like a kind of 8 intrusive. It is like certainly something obstacles, circumstances. Maybe before we haven't got, but certainly something happened. And this kind of to make the preclude, or it's like an obstacle, or making the hindrance in order to practice the Dharma. And then it's like there's the 8 incompatible propensities. And this is like if this is like incompatible means once is like this 8 is one of this is arise into our mind or in the circumstances coming, then it's like a completely destroyed, like a kind of the family. Sometimes says the cut up the families, cut up families in the region, your lineage, or your like kind of opportunities to cut off, and that like opportunities like this, the propensities. Under something happened, we need to take in care. We never fall into this kind of. And then is the first, the 8 intrusive circumstances are, for example, turmoil from the 5 emotions. 1, like turmoil, the 5 emotions. And also this is the intrusive circumstances. Maybe it is like too much desire attachment, too much kind of the angry, too much jealousy, too much kind of the rivalry, and too much ignorant. And then it's a very big hindrance, big kind of the obstacles in order to practice the dharmas. Sometimes the codings is like our how do you say, the karma or something like the turmoil from the 5 emotions. For example, there was one person, he wanted to study Dharma very, very much, extreme. But it's like how much he put effort, it's impossible to study. And then it's like a kind of he desperated, and the teachers give explanation, and he tried to repeat again and again. Then impossible. Whatever 100 times repeat, he forgot. And then it's like he told to the teacher, maybe I want to make suicide to change my body. And this life is maybe is like my emotional, like disturbing emotional, so turmoil. And maybe said, then teacher said, no, but maybe we have changed something. Then he sent to in the some retreat place to just make the presentations. And he did like almost 100,000 presentations. Then one day teacher said, now maybe come back, let's do studies. And then he come back and then he studied. Suddenly his mind is something become clever, changed. And what he memorized, he can memorize. And then he's like listen properly. And like this sometimes we can do say turmoil of the disturbing emotion. It is like too much. Then this is the like in the how to say, it is like the intrusive, the circumstances, and also like a desire attachment, and also it's like the angers, and that perspective we need to find something solutions. We cannot to say the bad sometimes our condition. And then is the stupidity, as I said, this once, and the being dominated by the evil influence. And sometimes this kind of bad friends to influence, alcoholic and drug addict and murders, and some is also sometimes the demons, evil influence. They say it's like give very wrong ideas. Why you do like this? Not necessary. Let me enjoy it. And why you follow like this? Don't do like this. Why you need to take care positive and the negatives? Better we can enjoy whatever we want. We can do like this, and like kind of the nihilistic or eternalist way. There are some doing evil actions. They are like very much. And this kind of dominated sometimes, and friend, sometimes they're dominated by some friend and the family, and also it's like maybe spirituals, like teachers. And that moment, then there is like a big, the intrusive circumstances. It is difficult to practice. And then the laziness, of course, this is the big kind of the intrusive circumstances. And very much desire attachment to sleep, lying down, and to watching different, nothing want to do. This is like kind of, it's me, myself. It is like, this is big kind of the intrusive circumstances. Then they give to a lot of obstacles. And in order to practice Dharma, being and they're inundated by the effect of the past evil actions. Maybe we can to say the past, even we can to say the great ocean of the past evil actions, and like then it's like inundated. Inundated means it's like kind of flourish or flooded. Like a kind of, for example, in the sea is like coming out and too much raining, and then it's coming. All the city is covered over by the waters. We cannot go to everywhere. Big disaster things happens here. Sometimes like this kind of past evil actions. Maybe it is like a very negative, intrusive circumstances. Maybe it is like we sick. Maybe we have like kind of the problems, the poverties. We problems the food, clothes, like jobs, and impossible to practice the Dharma, impossible to do something, and particularly in the even actions is negative past. Someone's all the time may be sick, maybe someone's all the time a problem of lack of food, clothes. They day and night put effort until they die, but they never like kind of to be comfortable life. And this perspective is they have big kind of, we say it's like intrusive circumstances. And like this, and then is the enslavement to the others. The enslavement is like a problem of our strength, power, and then it's like we are all the time life to be the slave. The enslavement of some persons, and like kind of the difficult to have the freedoms, and all the times under the others. This is also is like intrusive circumstances, difficult to practice, seeking the protection from the dangers. And also it's like sometimes there's like how do you say, it's like difficult to to manage. There's such different negative or the bad circumstances. We need to all the times kind of need protections, and also it's like without that we are under the dangers of others, and difficult to practice, not really freedoms, and worst in the intrusive circumstances. And these are the 8 intrusive circumstances that leave no freedoms. And these 8 like kind of the intrusive circumstances, sometimes we can they is like make no freedoms. It is really truth or not, we need to check, analyze again and again, to repeat again and again, to say it's like turmoil, the emotions and the stupidities, being dominated by the evil influence, and the laziness, being inundated by the effect of the past evil the actions, and enslavement to the others, seeking the protection from the dangers, and the hypocritical practice. This is last, I didn't read it. And the hypocritical kind of the practice, it's a big hindrance. Sometimes it's like according to our like wish, desire, and maybe very strong. We have such kind of the desire attachment to be something important. It is yesterday we already studied using the Dharma, using the spirituality something, and reality is like doing the negative things. That is like kind of a hypocritical practice, looks like practitioner, but reality is not. And this kind of we do, then we are destroying ourselves. And it's nothing to the hypocritical practice damage others, but hypocritical practitioners, or this we like kind of damage ourselves. This kind of the intrusive circumstance are the really we have or not. If we have like this, we need to make freedom ourselves.